guys, the gravy is cooked, and see this big old dollop of Crisco? It's going into my flour, and I've made a well, and we are going to make biscuits, and you just crumble it up. Crumble, 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 and as Scotty Mayfield told me, you mean that flour just volunteers to get in there? And I said, yeah, it just kind of jumps in there and does its thing. So we're doing this, and this, and we are making the biscuits in the little tiny oven because the pound cake is about 10 minutes from coming out of there, and we can't mess up the pound cake. So, and you see how I measured? I don't measure. That's why it's so hard to give people recipes. I've done 3 cookbooks, and it's hard to give people recipes, but when people share recipes with me, I test them and try them, and then sometimes I change them because I just have this thing, you know. I say, well, that was really good, but if it had so-and-so in it, it'd be that much better. So, and you see how it just volunteers, that flour's just volunteering to get in there. Isn't that amazing? Reckon it called and said, hey, y'all, we're having supper, jump in here. Because it is just jumping right in there. And the thing that you have to be really careful is don't overwork your dough. Just gently be real, real sweet to it. And I'm being real sweet to it. And I gotta say, this bowl also came from the Walford family, and I love this bowl. There were 2 of them, and oh my gosh, I love it. And it is perfect for making my biscuits. So, is that not the coolest thing? And how simple is that? Now, I put foil down, and I buttered it, and we are going to, see that little biscuit? And the coolest thing about the biscuits is you always put your fingerprint in the biscuits. My granny taught me that, and I loved it. I said, nothing says loving like something with my granny's fingerprints on it.
Is that self-rising?
It is. This is, of course, White Lily self-rising with Crisco and milk. And I think we're going to end up with either 6 or 9 biscuits. I'm not sure. But I think between us, you know, it'll be okay.
I'll hang around if you want me to.
Yes, I thought you would. And this dough just feels perfect. And again, Granny taught me that you put your little fingerprints on them. So, and I know another trick, but I don't have any buttermilk. If you have some buttermilk and you put a tablespoon of buttermilk on top of your biscuit, then it picks up that flavor too. It would be great if I had buttermilk to make the biscuits.
You mean you'd put them in the pan? And then
put it over the, just like this. Yeah, you put it over the top.
And then a spoonful of buttermilk over the top of each.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. Yep. Yep. I can't remember who the first person was. I think Dawn told me that Miss Long does that, and she taught her how to make biscuits. Imagine that. I tried to teach my daughter to make biscuits, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And then she went to visit a precious little lady, I think over in Fairmount, and she taught her. So we got 6 and 2 babies. So there you go. And in less than 5 minutes, we've made biscuits. And we've got the little oven turned up, and we're gonna let them cook.
What temperature?
It's on about 450. And it just depends on your, you know, like this gas stove. I'm not a big fan of gas stoves, but I have one now, so I'm having to learn to use it. I like electric because it seems to be easier to deal with. I think electric pays attention to you and minds you better, best I can tell. I think gas is kind of like having a man that wants his own way. He just does what he wants to do. So, that's why I describe a gas stove. So
look at the gravy.
Let's stir this up. Now, what do you think? You think we should break up the sausage and put it in there? You want to do that?
Sounds good.
Okay. I'm going to wash my hands, then I'm going to do that. And you want to talk about that pound cake and what it's smelling like?
Oh, my word. I said I thought a good idea might be a pound cake and sausage sandwich. Just cut a slices of a pound cake, make them look like loaf bread. Put you a piece of sausage in there.
That'll be wild.
Yeah, well, I likened it to pancakes and sausage, you know.
And again, I've got the White Lily flour sitting out, but don't mistake it. I always use self-rising.
For biscuits.
Yes, for my biscuits. And here we go. We're gonna just.
Now, does it matter when you're making gravy?
Huh?
With the flour that you use for the roux?
The only time I use anything plain is when I make pound cakes.
But
Pound
otherwise,
cakes or
self-rising.
pie crust. Yeah. Ask me how many pie crust I've made in my life.
How many pie crusts have you made in your life?
2.
Is there a reason?
Ask me how far I threw them when we tried to cut it. And it was like concrete. It was like mortar mix.
Did you hurt anybody?
I think so.
Did you hear a dog go, ow?
Yeah. Actually, it was so bad. It was so bad. But we did Tennessee fried sausage, and we are just going to put it in the gravy. Doesn't that just, And this muscadine jelly, and we have got to get some of the jelly out and show that when we get the biscuits out. Dawn did a great job with this jelly, and thanks to our precious, her Uncle John Tinsley, who gave her all these muscadines. It's just been fantastic. Does that look like something you might want for supper? Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. And you know, here again, see my old dish from the Wofford family. I love old stuff. I love the old dishes. I love the old frying pans. I love my great granny's old salt and pepper shakers. There's something about the peace and comfort it brings. I think every kitchen needs a piece of history in it.
Well, you said you don't like brown gravy, that you like white gravy. But the difference between brown gravy and white...
I could have browned it, and it picks up a little bit different flavor, and a lot of people love brown gravy. But this is what my granny made. And so when I do things like this, it has to be the things that I'm familiar with, that I grew up with, you know. And
but brown actually tastes different.
It does have a different
white
flavor. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, different. And you can see on the little oven we're using, those biscuits are coming right up there, and they'll be ready in about 6 minutes. And I think the cake will be ready about then too. And y'all just about had a nervous breakdown over this cake because it just nigh come out of the pan. Oh my goodness gracious, it just nigh come out of the pan.
But it stopped, didn't it?
It did.
It didn't go any farther?
It stopped right there at the top. So thank goodness. And let me get a spoon.
Do you want to talk about the batter?
Let me tell you about the batter. I might have had a teaspoonful. I might have had a tablespoonful. I might have had a spoon this big full. But Vicki, if we served that in custard cups, people wouldn't know that it's not an elegant custard. It was yummy, wasn't it? Now see that? And look at this iron skillet. Is that not amazing?
Sherry's iron skillet.
That's right. That's right. And for y'all who remember eating at the restaurant, the greatest love of my life was to have folks come in and say, oh my gosh, we love your fried chicken. Oh my gosh, we love, love, love your peach cobbler. I'm going to try to make a peach cobbler for church Wednesday night. I try not to make commitments because I do sell real estate for a living. And sometimes a phone call says, can you meet me? And I'm like, I sure can. And so all my plans change. But that's what we do. So this looks good. I think I need a little bit more pepper in it now. I'm thinking Hans taught me, grind that pepper up, girl. So there, grinding pepper. And again, I'm so very thankful for our life today. I'm so very thankful for the economy today. I got everything I do. I know that God is in charge of so many great things happening. And one of the greatest things happening is the economy of the United States is coming back. And I think the Lord's sitting up there smiling because he remembers those lean days where we were allowed to, we struggled and we suffered. It was hard. A lot of days it was hard. And now things are really, really good. So who are you voting for in 2020?
Well, there's only one person running, and that would be Donald J. Trump.
That's right, Trump 2020.
What does that say?
Yeah. Trump 2020. You see them old age spots? That's experience. Experience with a bad president. I got a good one now. Now, can you see how the biscuits they're coming up? They're coming up. They're coming up.
With your little fingerprints in them.
Yep. And yeah, I've got it on just under 500. So, bracket, what time is it in real life? 6:04. That means it is almost time. Oh, my.
Ooh.
Oh, my. It's almost time. You want to get down in the oven one time? Okay. We know we're not supposed to open the oven. I just hope that cake doesn't fall.
It won't fall. Not at that stage, surely.
I hope it doesn't. Please don't let that cake fall.
If it does, I'll handle that one. I'll take it off your hands, and your next one can be not falling.
That's why I hate to make commitments taking something to somebody, because honestly, baking with this gas stove has about whipped me.
But you know, we're all falling.
Yeah.
And through the sacrifice of our dear Lord Jesus,
That's
we all rise
That's
again.
right. We rise again. You are so smart.
Oh,
You know,
we
you
can
should-
play Jesus to
you
your
should be the
fallen
baker.
pound cake. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Let's get a plate out and let's see if we have a really cool plate.
I know you do.
I love old plates. Not that one. I want a really, really old plate. Let's see what we got going on here. I'll tell you something we hadn't done in a while. I used to have a Coca-Cola kitchen.
Oh, I'm here.
How about that?
Ta-da!
Let's do Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
Yay.
pretty.
So when the cake comes out, now I hope that I can do it again. I did it yesterday. I brought it out, I dumped it up, then I flipped it again and it didn't break. I'm not doing that in front of the camera, y'all. Because if it were to fall, you might hear, I don't drink.
Not the word Jesus.
I don't drink. I don't smoke, but occasionally
You might cuss a little.
I might get in a flustered fit. And if this cake were to fall, you would probably see me. And to sweet Ashley, thank you so much for my towel. My towel. This is such a simple meal. It's such fun.
Oh, well, since I'm filming, you could bless me. Show them Mrs. Holyfield's
Yes,
mother's
yes,
embroidery.
yes,
Hey,
yes,
no,
yes,
this
yes.
one
And
here.
let me get the jelly out too.
Okay.
I want to show the jelly too. Because my kitchen is a combination of the loves of my life. This was my grandmother and my grandfather. This was given to my grandmother when I was 2 years old. We ain't telling how old I am or how much I weigh. Just shut up. These are all keepsakes and amazing things. But this, was it 3 years ago? I got these as a gift. And you said they just seemed to fit in my kitchen. Mm-hmm. And they've been hanging right here ever since. And I double dog dare anybody to touch them. Do not touch my towels. Do not mess with my stuff. Do not mess with my stuff. Love it. Now, who made these? Your mother-in-law or?
It was my mother-in-law's mother. Embroidered
Amazing.
those.
Amazing. And now, look at this. What's that say?
Cherokee Dawn.
Cherokee Dawn, farm fresh and fantastic. And it certainly is.
And I'm so glad you're Cherokee Dawn and not Apache Midnight.
That's right. Or Shawnee Dust. You know, once upon a time, I did some stupid stuff. But again, my precious daughter Dawn makes this jelly. And let me show you. Let me show you this jelly. It is amazing. If it wasn't for Uncle John, she would not have. This is muscadine, and it is to die for.
It sure is.
So good. So good. And from this, we're getting the biscuits done. I don't know why they're taking a little bit longer to get done. Come on, guys. Let's rise on up there. Vicki, did I get out the plain flour when I sifted that flour?
I don't know. I wasn't watching.
That would be a failure. They look like they're rising.
Yeah,
They're
they
not
are.
rising quite like mine usually do. Oh my.
Would it be because there was water mixed with the milk?
No, it would be because I got the wrong flour, and then I would have a nervous breakdown heart
I don't
attack.
think so. No, well, I just saw one puff up a little in the middle.
Well,
so
it better start puffing.
yeah,
a little bit
they're
more.
rising.
Okay.
They're rising. They're
Rise
just-
on, rise
yeah.
on. Rise on. Now.
Again, if they don't, I can
We'll
take
put
those off
gravy
your
over it.
hands
That's
for
right.
you.
We'll
You
put
know,
gravy over it.
I can handle that.
That does make me nervous that I had two kinds of flour sitting there. What if I did that? Oh my gosh. Well,
Well,
that'll be a lesson learned.
The
y'all.
self-rising bag is open.
No, but it's because I moved the other one. Oh my. Oh my.
It's a mystery.
Y'all may see a disaster. I swear I believe those are flat biscuits. Well, we're going to enjoy them anyway, and we're going to pretend that they taste great.
That's right.
And they better. All right, we'll come back to y'all as soon as they're ready to come out of the oven. We're going to take the cake out of the oven right now.